Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper. So today's job is one we're doing for the local tech college, and it is to mill some bar stock into weld coupons. So what we got here are 4 sticks of 3/8 by 5 hot rolled flat that we're going to mill a 30-degree angle on this side, and then they'll cut them down to length that they want to make these weld coupons for the weld tests. Then they'll use them in the bend test. And we're going to do that all on the planer mill. So I'll get started on the setup, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the bar flat on the table overhanging one of the grooves here, or I might just even come off the side of the table. I do have room. I can move the whole head over and just mill that edge. And that's actually, I think that's what I'll do. I'll come off the side of the table. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to set this up. I'm going to start working through my plan and come up with something, and I'll get it all set up, and then I'll walk you through what I did. Well, here's what I did. And it's hanging off the side of the table, about 1.25 inches, inch and a half maybe, which is fine. It'll still clear the column over there. Will be good on our angle. And put a clamp every so often with another bar spreading that load out. I've got these set up as stop bars, and that'll give me a definite stop every time I put the next plate up there. These hot rolled bars are not perfect, so we're just going to take a little more off if we need to. We'll figure out where it's going to be cutting the best. These are not a precision thing. They're just milling that angle for the weld coupon so they can butt them together and weld the groove full. So nothing about this needs to be a precision setup. And this is the end mill I'm going to use. This is a 4-flute, 3/4 inch carbide, coated carbide. And we'll use this with the cold air gun. And just blow cold air at it and cut. The chips will fall right off the side, should work really well. All right, so now what I need to do is set my angle. And because this is a Bridgeport head, this is super easy. Just works out so well. And I've got a mounting plate up here off of another Bridgeport, one of the ones with the column that runs across. It's all indicated, so 0 is right on. And we just need to turn this to a 30-degree angle. And like I said, this doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. I mean, if I line it up with the line in 30 degrees and it's, 29.5 or whatever, it's not going to matter because it's, like I said, it's just a weld coupon. They're welding the groove. There it is. All right, now my only other concern is going to be clearance here with the clamps and stuff. I'm going to run this over and see what I need. I may have to extend the quill a little bit. It just is what it is. And, you know, to those who think I'm abusing these machines, you know, machines are made to make money. And they're designed to do a job, and you utilize them to the limit of their capacity. And if they don't do the job they're supposed to, you replace them. If this one wears out, you know, I'll replace it. It looks like we might clear close. It'll be close. I might have to extend it a little bit. Yeah, it's probably gonna hit, or at least get really close. I may have to extend the quill just a ½ inch or so, which doesn't bother me one bit. Is what it is. You do what you got to do the job. Yeah, I might have to go a little more than a ½ inch, but I think I'm going to have to raise the whole head up some, and then we'll just run it by and see what it looks like. All right, I'm just going to start running it past and just see where we are. I mean, we're close to the cutter. Well, there's clearance there. We might be okay. I'll run it by the whole way. We don't have far to go in to actually start the cut, so this might work out, but I'm going to run it the full length and just make sure it doesn't hit any of our clamps here. That's not good. All right, so here is going to be a problem. See my bolt? My nut here is sticking up higher than the head. So I am going to have to raise it and extend that quill out to clear that. But then we should be okay. Okay, that should clear. All right, we should be fine here. I know a lot of people are gonna hate me because I'm running the quill out this far, but it's my machine. It's, you know, I'm doing what I have to do to get the job done and pay the bills. Okay, so I got her in there nice and close. I'm just gonna run it by just a few of the clamps just to make sure everything clears. But I think we're gonna be okay now. Boy, that's tight, but I think it'll work. I may have to reposition a couple of these clamps just for some more clearance. So as much as I like the idea of these bars spreading the load out, getting it down, I don't like the clearance I'm seeing. I'm seeing just, it's got me worried that I'm gonna actually hit. It's close in a lot of spots, but it's not too bad. And even if I, you know, fudge it and try to push them back, I guess let's just try it on this one. Let's see if I can, how far back I can go in that T-slot and still make it work. Well, actually that moved back a long way. So I'm gonna go ahead and move all these back. We should be fine, it should clear, but I'll keep a close eye on it, cutting the first one, and then we'll get going on cutting. Well, I was able to shift all these clamps back almost an extra ¼ inch, which is a lot more clearance than I had before, so we'll get the cold air gun over here and we'll start cutting. All right, so here is my cold air gun, and all this is a Venturi. It kind of, cold air comes in and it separates out the heat out the back, and cold out the front, and it blows cold air at my cutter. Now, these things actually work really well, and I like them for here in the shop because they don't make a lot of mess. I don't get the mist, I don't have coolant everywhere, and especially on stuff like this where I don't want the mess, it just works really well. It cleans the chip out of the cutter. I mean, it does grab it out of the flute, and we're running a solid carbide. This will work perfect. And really, I don't even need coolant, but this is gonna work well. I bought this thing off eBay, and I think I paid like $40 for it, and it's just been absolutely handy here in the shop. It's been a great little unit. So I'm gonna run 660 RPM. I'm gonna feed it at a pretty steady, heavy cut. I don't know what the feed is because all I got is a rheostat on here, a potentiometer for the DC drive. But I'll feed it at what I feel is comfortable. We're climb milling this. This machine climb mills beautifully, and we'll just see what we can do. All right, I touched off. I'm gonna take 55 thousandths. It looks like that'll do it. I'll get the cold air gun blowing here. And I'm only running about 60 PSI, so that should work really well. Get it blowing right where I want it. And we'll start the feed. All right, that wasn't quite deep enough. So I'm gonna take another 30. We'll go to 80. Actually, we'll go to 80. We'll take another 25, and that should get us there. Well, it's gonna be close. We'll try it, see if we can get it to clean up 100%, and we'll do this all in one pass, but that's cutting nice. All right, I actually went 90 thou. Let's get the cold air going. Yeah, let's see how she cuts. That's looking really good. It's cutting really good. That seems to be a good feed rate. Nice thing about a job like this is it's long. I can set it up and walk away. And because it's for the tech school, I don't charge a whole lot. So just a little bit of material. you know, to help them out and help the younger generation that's coming into the trades learn. And this is a good thing for everyone. So one of those things that I just don't, it's nice that I can walk away from it. So I've already cut 42 inches of this. And it's been cutting really well, but I don't think we got 100%. I might have to take another pass to get the depth, but I should be able to take that in one full pass on the next one. So as it's running back, we'll take a look here. I mean, it got most of it, and then it didn't right here. And then again here, it got most of it. Now this hot rolled is not perfectly straight when you know, there's some bow to it, you know, fishtail like motion to it. So we'll have to take a little more, but I think once we get to the last, we should be able to take it all in one pass on the last part, you know, the next part, and get it all in one shot. And I'm feeding that a little bit higher rate, and it's coming off nicely. All right, looks like we got her. So about an 1/8 inch we got to take off of these. Like I said, the plates aren't straight, I mean this way. So some places it went in deeper than others, but we got it cleaned up there. So I'll get this one off and we'll get the next one set up and take it all in one pass. Take 125 thousandths in one shot. All right, so I measured all these bars and they're within a few thou of each other, about 10 thou. So I'm gonna go ahead, since I got my stops, but I could definitely see that little swale down in the same roughly area as the last one. And it cleaned up, but I'm gonna take just a little bit more just to ensure that we get it 100%. I'm gonna take 135. And that should get us there without problems. And I might just have to slow down my feed rate a little bit, but that won't be a problem. I just repositioned the cold air gun because the chips were flying up, and that's working a little better. But that finish is coming out nice. We're at 41.5 inches and it's just cutting beautiful. I mean, that's coming out nice. Couldn't be happier with that finish. And climb milling makes such a nice cut. Yeah, that's a good finish all the way through. Perfect. All right, so while that's milling, I want to show you guys this. This is an upcoming job for the boring mill. This is the crankshaft out of a 25 horse Minneapolis steam traction engine. And we need to actually machine the crank pin. It is not in line with the crankshaft. So it actually, the connecting rod as it's running is sitting out here doing this. And it's causing a lot of problems. So we're gonna indicate out that and machine off just a little bit, enough to true it up to the shaft. And then that should fix this engine without having to take the disc off and do all this extra work that we don't think is necessary. I mean, it's going to be like 10 thousandths we got to take off. And we'll do that on the boring mill here. So that's an upcoming video. And we're at 63 inches right now. That's cutting so nice. Now I'm sure I'm gonna get some comments about, putting all the chips on the floor, and in a production setting, it's clean the machine off and keep moving. And I've found over the years that, yeah, shop vac works, all that, stuff works, but sweep it on the floor, sweep it into a pile, and shovel it up is the best way to clean up chips and deal with it. Just get it off the machine, get it on the floor, sweep it into a pile, and shovel. And it works out the best for almost everything I'm doing. That one came out just perfect. Very smooth. That climb milling sure works well. Beautiful. Well, there it is. The second one all done. We did it all in one pass with that solid carbide end mill, the cold air gun. I mean, climb milling it just came out beautiful. And what the tech school is going to do with them is then cut them into the lengths they want. And then the students they'll do their butt welds and then do the bend tests on them. So this should work out extremely well for them. Like I said, it's easier for me to mill 8 feet than it is to mill multiple, short pieces. So setting up and doing it this way for them saves me a lot of time and a lot of money, because we're doing this to really help them out. So we're not really charging much for it, just basically covering cost. So a very good thing. Hopefully it produces some excellent welders out of the tech school that are looking forward to a lifelong career. And with that, we'll end here. Until next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time.